going on, y'all? It's McShan, the Realtor, back again. Today, just going to be breaking up the content just to show you all a little bit of one of the Horton plans, the Alcott plan that I currently reside in. So I'm letting you all into my crib. I guess it's kind of like MTV cribs or whatever. But more so, I wanted to specifically highlight function, Feng Shui, and how to maximize your living space for your life. If we think about living, we want to live in our space, so we actually do need to have access to things. We need storage. We need to think about how we're going to live and occupy our spaces. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And we're going to be showcasing one of the Horton plans, the Alcott plan. See how you can style it up and you can actually spruce up your spec home. We're a military family, so when we think about it, we don't necessarily have time to build our dream home right now. So for us, we do it as we can, but it's very likely for us to move in 3 to 4 years. So buying new is a great and easy way for us to get in. And also, we gotta think mobility. So we may not necessarily be here that long. So a lot of the things and the modifications that we make into our home are not necessarily permanent, and they're not necessarily things that we were going to, have here or be able to enjoy for a long period of time. So with that in mind, I just wanted to showcase some things that you can do to make your spec home truly a personalized space. And it doesn't have to be expensive. So one of those being maximizing your entryway. So before I continue, our ceilings here, that is what sold us on this home. We're a pretty small family right now, but we do host a lot of families, so it's super helpful and convenient to be able to have folks upstairs in the loft area and still be connected downstairs, so we can still hear the same music, or you can even watch the TV from upstairs. But thinking about placement and Feng Shui is super huge when you think about maximizing the space of your home, and also thinking about how can you maximize function. So with that in mind, we don't necessarily have a mud room or a true foyer, but we do have like really tall ceilings, so just to maximize and try to create a space. So many times, if you have a vision, you can actually create the space and the function that you would need into your home by adding personal property. The benefit of personal property is that whenever you move, you can take your stuff with you. Or if you want to change it out, you can always sell it or do something else with it. So this is something that was old. I used to have in my old bedroom, and I used to have it at the end of my bed. This is where I would put on my shoes and so forth. So now we still utilize this because I'm a big fan of maximizing the life cycle of things until they are broken or they're just really, really outdated. And got this IKEA set here. I think it's don't get me the line. It's one of the popular ones, but super convenient. Just to one, add some visual appeal, because otherwise it used to come in, it was just like a blank wall, and I did not like that. So it's a great way to one, add some, some personal touches to our space, add some visual interest, so you're creating an experience when you walk in. But with that in mind, just want to continue on to the space. Really, really love the open aspect of this particular area of the home. So for us, although we do have the great ceilings that we like, it's actually not a lot of wall space in our living space, because otherwise you have windows on this side. You can't necessarily put a window, can't necessarily put a TV here. And this is more of your entryway that we really had to make into an entryway. So what do you do to maximize the space? So long story short, it was like 2 or 3 places we could put the TV, and that was either on this wall, here, and I was really thinking about here because it could be something where you want to sit and watch. But then I was like, well, you gotta think again, function. So all the light that comes in, we love natural light. That's one of the reasons that we love this home. When you're letting it out in natural light, it's gonna shine right on your TV. So that's not necessarily ideal. But here ended up being the perfect place for our family and the size, and you wanna think walkways. So one of the key aspects when you think about Feng Shui principles is that keeping your walkways clear. So like as you walk into this home, there is nothing that is impeding upon you when you first walk in. So that feels open, that feels inviting. So a lot of people will go, oh my gosh, your house is so great. It's really not great. It's real simple. It's a spec home. It's a spec Horton home they built all across America. However, when you do walk in and you're able to just come in without any intrusion or obstacles, that just makes the space feel larger. And still, again, being able to add some items for decorative pieces and so forth to maximize this wall. So now at this point, this is more of an accent wall, and it's also a great place for my plants, because for all my plant people, I love my plants, and these are all propagated. So I have to show y'all Big Mama. All these are propagated from my mother snake plant. I love snake plants and spider plants because they're super easy to propagate. Otherwise, maximizing and utilizing plants. So plants just add this lush just vibe when it comes to your place. But you do also have to think about where will plants thrive. So based off the needs and so forth for plants, this is my big baby birds of paradise. This is Becky. This is Becky, the birds of paradise, and this is Spencer, the spider plant. But being able to think through exactly what are your lighting aspects of your home and what plants will thrive. And when you don't necessarily have space for full plants, you can always think about propagating. So that's why I look like this is literally, I either got this from IKEA or the Dollar Tree. And then you can chop up you can clip off some cuttings from a snake plant. Now, it's decor. Isn't it nice? Same thing with the ZZ plant. And ZZ plants are actually super valuable to propagate because they are not cheap because they take so long to grow. And I'm gonna have to probably break this because the roots is popping in there and I don't want to damage them, but that's a good thing to have. Again, this is also a Dollar Tree vase, spray painted in matte white. You ain't gotta think fancy. You would have thought it came from Ross or Marshalls or something. So this here is one particular space. I have this frame, so these plants are framing this here, and I want to highlight all the pieces of this here bookshelf. I got this from Amazon. I'll try to see if I can find a link or whatever. But this here is framing this space, and I also wanted something tall because we have really tall ceilings. So when you have certain aspects of your home that you want to accentuate, you want to think about how do you maximize those. So moving ahead into the kitchen. Again, thinking function. So I would say for most people, the kitchen is one of the most utilized areas of a home, and that's why kitchens sell homes. So if you're looking to do some renovations or just thinking about making some improvements to your home, consider your kitchen and starting off with your kitchen, including if you're in your home and you just need a facelift. But sometimes we get kind of old and dated with our home. We're like, I think I want something new. Sometimes you can think about a little light renovation and you may, have a new value of appreciation for your home after you do those. And the same thing is for selecting your dining table and your dining space. So our particular table, one is glass because I was very particular in that I did not want necessarily a wood because we have all this wood flooring and we also have dark cabinets. So finding a color that was gonna match and complement, it was not necessarily an easy thing. However, having a glass top, it adds to the black. We did change and modify some of these lighting fixtures, and all the lighting fixtures that we did change all came from IKEA. So super easy, super small upgrades that make a significant difference, again, in making your spec home more of your home. So here, I'm not gonna move them because I don't feel like moving these, but I did get these from Amazon as well. And these are bar carts that they took a little minute to put together. But after I did one, it was easy. But if you can only imagine this wall here, it used to be nothing here. And I was like, wow, it feels like so empty. And also, again, function because we like to enjoy some good libations in our home. But otherwise, we were putting them in cabinets and we were running out of cabinet space and so forth. So I really needed a solution for cabinets. And whenever we did host, it was super helpful because we don't have an island. It was also super helpful to have something to where now we can use these, we can move these around, and they're super convenient as far as being able to host and hold all of the liquor and the libations. Last, but certainly not least, but as you think about maximizing your outdoor space, so again, I love to sit and enjoy the outdoors. I work out here in particular, so it's super convenient to be able to just sit and enjoy nature. But we don't have necessarily a large covered patio area, but the way that you can maximize it is thinking about kind of hidden things in corners. So very similarly as we talked about on the inside, when you come outside onto the patio, it is completely open as you walk out. And then as you come here, you can host, and also pretty much you can always kind of see everybody. So I like to do that. So one additional modification that we did do to our spec home, because we did have a fenced-in backyard, but we did stain it. Super glad that we did that. It just adds such a classy effect to it, and most people don't know that it also protects your wood. So when you have raw, kind of untreated wood, you're gonna have to start replacing the wood a bit earlier. So when you can add a sealant, stain, and protector, not only will it add some modification to the color, but then you will also extend the life cycle of of the wood. And I'm not trying to replace these wood fences because lumber is super expensive right now. And fences are one of the few things around a home that you would not expect to be as expensive as they are to replace. So you want to preserve this good wood as long as you can. So this here is the hammock space, it's super chill, and I also chose this space in particular because one is ducked away into the corner. So when it comes to hosting and so forth and being in our covered patio, you're not necessarily looking right out into a hammock. But it also adds a sense of space and privacy if you did want to, sit down, chill out, and then just kick your feet up. And I got this on Amazon too. I'm going to have to find all these links, but it'd be super helpful just to chill out and look up at the stars. The sun is beaming right now though, so this is not the best time. If I had my Ray-Bans on, I'd be big chilling right now. And this is a very common spec home backyard. So with that in mind, let's go back inside and wrap it up. All right, so just thinking about maximizing this particular space of our home, we did love the stairwells, but also I would love to just kind of share with you all the vision for how to maximize other opportunities when it comes to blank spaces. I do not believe in fake plants. I do not believe in fake plants in the house. Fake plants, fake energy. That's just me. But you can think about plants. These plants don't need to be watered that often at all. Like I literally water them maybe 2 to 3, well, probably about 4 to 5 times a year. Otherwise, I was thinking about putting some on the wall, but it is super expensive. When you talk about getting like big paintings or anything, it was super expensive. So that was not worth the investment for me. But one of the last spaces that I want to share with you all is going to be the YouTube studio. Again, this is a spec home, so our bedrooms are bedrooms, our bathrooms are bathrooms. There's really not much to share. But this particular space here was a pretty unique space that I do feel like is super convenient to utilize. Thinking about function for me, this is where I do work, and this is also where I film, and I was thinking about what is the maximum, functionality when it comes to space. Painted this accent wall here, Sherwin-Williams tricorn black was the color. That paint is with the stuff, and it's also like, I don't know, it just feels good because builder grade paint is trash. D.R. Horton paint is trash, but that's okay. It's paint, you can change it over time. That's why they use water-based cheap paint, because some people may want to change the color, so you don't necessarily want to have to invest in more expensive paint. But this paint here is super high quality, Sherwin-Williams tricorn black. This is a 4-2 light bar, so we can make it smart. So hey Google, turn off studio light bar. Boom, just like that. Here, these were old couches that I had before I was married. So we was like, well, what are we gonna do with them? Well, they were futon couches, so now it's a great space for additional living. So when we do have extra guests, we do have two extra bedrooms. But when family come over for the holidays, we can drop these back. And these are also futons, but this can also be a great space for just having a conversation. It's my home office, and also just thinking about some content creation like right now. Also, if you would like your own edition of the Good to Home magazine, do send these out. Great tips as far as home maintenance, recipes, healthy home improvements, and just anything related to homes, purchasing a second home or your investment property and more. Let me know, drop a comment, and I will be more than happy to send you all a free copy. I love these aspects and this content, and I send this out to clients, referrals, and anybody that wants one. So that's gonna wrap it up for the MTV Cribs of Dom, the Realtor's home. Hopefully this just gives you all some inspiration about what you can do in your home, even if it is a spec home. Again, this is a D.R. Horton home. Literally, we could not change anything about this home. We were just like, we'll take it, we'll buy it. Thank you for tuning in. This is dmac the Realtor. Feel free to follow me on all social media platforms. And if you are interested in learning more about purchasing or buying in Texas, give me a call, and I'd love to connect you. My team is here to help.